but I have to ensure the sealing of this lower interface. So here, I'm going to use a technique that very few people know the name of, which is called snowplow. It consists of applying a little bit of flowable resin, look, to the lower part at the margin. I'm using Opalis Flow from FGM, and you are not going to cure it. And my second step will be to place a resin. This is Vitra. And I'm going to apply it in such a way that in this technique, the purpose of the resin, which is a bit more compact, a bit denser, will be to ensure through hydraulic pressure that can be created at the interface due to its consistency like this. Remember, that's the most critical part. I'm at the famous deep margin elevation. Look, I'm going to remove these excesses here. I can do it with this instrument called a fisher. And now I'm going to do it this way, so it doesn't obstruct your clinical view. I keep packing. You have to feel that you've really achieved the goal of this technique, which is the interface. See how all the knowledge comes together now? The most critical part, the lower area. At this point, you cure it. Let's give it at least 1 minute. Okay, now I'm going to focus on the other geometric shape of the cavity. I'm going to reduce the C factor by placing a very thin layer of flowable Opalis, and then I cure it. Okay, now I'll place my other increments depending on the anatomy I want to achieve, or depending on whether it's going to be for an indirect restoration. Okay, I'm done. Look, I'm going to cure it. I'm going to pause the curing for a moment so I can explain something to you. Remember that the purpose of this matrix is to raise the margin. That's why it's called deep margin elevation, to elevate the margin. Important things. Do the adhesion as a first step, and then if you decide to do a direct restoration, you need to use another type of system for the contact point. Or if you're going to do an indirect restoration, start your preparation after having filled the cavity. Okay, the moment of truth. I'm going to remove this whole system and see if the seal is what we wanted. Okay, I'm going to start taking everything out. Look at this beauty, perfectly sealed. There's continuity. We're ready. You have a margin elevation, which is what I was explaining. It's the most critical part. The lower interface area, where the literature shows the highest failure rate in class 2 restorations.